The internet is full of push-fold preflop charts. Some players follow them religiously. However, these can be wildly inaccurate. If you follow them without knowing what you're doing, it results in you playing losing poker. There are many factors that influence what hands you should go all in with and what hands you should fold in poker tournaments. The size of the antes are different, results in different hands. The payout pressure results in different hands. If our opponent has a different strategy than those assumed when those pre-flop charts were made, our decisions can result in negative EV decisions. If you're a better player than the rest of the field, your decisions will be different than the chart. And if the situation's in the game, like having two tiny stacks in early position right now, that will change things as well. All these things impact how much equity you need to go all in. We would need thousands of charts to address each situation. Adjustments we have to make to our pushing strategy can be very dramatic based on payout pressure. We have to consider the payout pressure and our opponent's strategy. Here's an example to show you how severe this can be. We go from chip EV to a bubble factor of 1.7, which we'll talk about. This is a payout pressure that is pretty high, but it's not crazy. Here's the Nash equilibrium strategy, where the hero is supposed to push any two cards and the villain is supposed to call 20%. Now, if the villain adjusts to call 30% of hands, still the hero is supposed to push any two cards. Again, this is a chip EV. If we take this strategy to a situation where the bubble factor is at 1.7, you'll notice all the stack sizes have stayed the same. Simply, I've added a payout structure that gives us payout pressure. The Nash equilibrium strategy is for hero to push 94% of his hands. The villain's supposed to call 20%. Now, when the villain adjusts his strategy to call 31% of hands instead of 20, the hero goes from pushing 94% of hands to 28% of hands. So it's essential for us to be able to know how to adjust to a villain's strategy. Now think to yourself, if this is the Nash equilibrium strategy, and you have a push-fold chart that tells you to push 94% of your hands, and then I tell you, oh, the villain's not going to stay at Nash equilibrium. He's going to adjust and call 31% of hands. Are you able to know what your push range should look like? You probably know you need to push fewer hands, but how many fewer hands? Do you know how to make that decision at the table? If not, you've come to the right place. But typically we hear platitudes like push tighter if the opponent calls more loosely, push wider if the opponent calls more tightly. Push tighter if there are large payout implications. But how much tighter? How much looser? How can we know? With the all-in equity system, you can know for sure. You can adjust mentally for each situation and know exactly which hands you should go all in with. No more pre-flop charts.